Weeks end. Weeks end. Yeah,
Weeks
it's
end.
weeks end, baby. With
Weeks
the
end.
Rab and Graeme knows.
Graeme knows.
What's
What do you know
happening
good, Graeme?
to everybody out there in the hyper global mega net? What's happening? What's up, Ryan?
All I know
I
is
bet
it's
you've
Friday.
had a totally calm, non-busy week with ample free time to do whatever you want. Very few meetings, almost no email. And now you're just kind of like, is it even Friday? I'm just rolling into it. See, there it is. There's a live shot of Ryan. That's his Friday feeling right there.
This was me around, I want to say, like 11 a.m. ish today. Yeah.
Yeah, that was me at 5 p.m. last night, not even today.
Right.
So this is, as I'm sure all of you know, a shot of the great Arnold Schwarzenegger in
You know what
Predator,
I want to say about this?
very end of the film.
Get in the chopper!
Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper!
If it bleeds,
you know what? This makes me want to go watch
it.
this. I really want to go watch this film again because
I love that film. Now, fun fact,
so much.
What you may not know, and if you really want, someday I'll show you the picture of me cosplaying. My nickname, and I do a video game night every Monday night with my friends Barney and Kevin and Gavin, and we play Ghost Recon. We play all these shooting games, and it's a ton of fun. We've been doing it for years, and my character's name is Dutch. I named myself after the character in Predator, and I actually have shots of me like all armored up with a BB gun and a cigar and everything, pretending to be Dutch. But it's a ton of fun, man. That's a great photo. I love pictures. Love that movie.
Well, there's yet another cosplay idea for Dragon Con 2021. That's what I'm saying.
There it is. Maybe our second night will be Dutch, and you can be. Oh, maybe you could be the Jesse Ventura character. You got time to bleed. Maybe you could be that guy. Oh no, somebody said that to him, but you know what I mean.
I like that. So I got something to show you here, Graeme.
Okay, what do you got? What do you got?
I don't know, man. I mean, you're talking about a little bit of bad vibes here, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit,
Oh,
it's been one of those weeks, It's been one of those weeks where you're not sure if you should give up.
Totally. I know.
I don't know. Maybe you feel a little dead inside.
I do. Right in there.
But this is what we're talking about, folks. 100%.
Oh, look at that.
Soft. I've got the sticker pack, Graeme. This is from the sticker pack, and nice. Loving it.
Ryan. Yes, I'm listening to you. This is my dumpster fire voice.
Oh, you got the sticker pack.
We got the sticker pack. So, fun times. And not only that, but did you know that it comes in a handy keychain format?
What? I did not. Now I'm going to need that.
So we also have, mine is still mint in box.
Oh, really?
We'll have to see, right? But
at sure 100 Soft on Twitter, people.
Yeah, at 100 Soft. And make sure you wear your mask, people. That's our PSA for the day.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into the show.
Let's do it.
This seems to be a recurring story with us. I don't know why.
I like recurring stories.
But there's more terror dog robot anxiety, I guess.
I can't figure out what's the deal with this. Is this like, well, first of all, I don't know why it's not loading, but if you see this on Twitter, folks, it's just this yellow four-legged robot walking around taking pictures. Super, super, super creepy. Here's what I can't figure out. Is this like a real thing? Are these things actually being deployed on people's properties or like in their neighborhoods? Is it guarding? If it is real, it's super creepy. And I, for one, welcome our new four-legged yellow overlords because this thing is terrifying. It's terrifying. It does not look nice.
I want to hope. What I want to hope is that it's all a marketing ploy and it's like a alternate reality marketing, multi-mode, multi-omni-channel campaign that's just meant to terrorize us, but not really like put like the most terrifying end on 2020 that we could imagine, which is, it's hard to imagine, but I think robot dogs is all we need to throw onto the dumpster fire, right?
It's all we need, man. Robot dogs jamming up our elections. Because
speaking of elections, Speaking of elections, we've got to talk about the social dilemma. I think just for a couple of
folks,
minutes.
if you have not, if you don't have Netflix, you better borrow somebody's username and password. I'm not kidding, because you have to see the social dilemma. I highly recommend this program. It's a very powerful documentary about how these devices, especially with social media apps on them, have been designed to get to our deepest addictive natures. And when you watch it, you're just like, oh my God, oh my God. In fact, one of my favorite quotes is the guy that says there's two types of people: those that check their social media before they pee in the morning, and people who check their social media while they're peeing. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
There's two types of people.
That was the
tell me what
VC
you
guy.
thought of it, Ryan. It was the VC guy. That's right.
Yeah. Well, to me, I thought it was going to be kind of corny, but it ended up. They had all these vignettes woven throughout it that was like showing the progression of people using social media, and then they literally had actors that were like, it was kind of like
they were pretending. They were actually like a metaphor.
It was
for
like
algorithm.
Imagine if AI was like, you zoomed into your brain and it was like a person.
Now, did you recognize who that actor was?
I did.
From Mad Men.
Oh yeah, that was really, on the borderline of being corny, but I think it was effective. A lot of people that I talked to that watched it
very effective.
Thought that was really interesting because I think part of it is like, no one realizes how much AI and machine learning and the algorithms that are at play here. And so it's a combination of like that technology that can be used in a variety of ways, combined with all of this, the psychology, right? And it was amazing to hear so many different, the lead of engineering for the social network that has a little bird icon, and then the lead engineer for like Uber, and everything that, all of the darlings of Silicon Valley, including Facebook, which they admit, I think, is the biggest offender of this. We're stepping forward it's actually
the Facebook. I don't know if you knew that.
The Facebook, right. But the point here is that they are saying that, they were literally going to courses or in think tanks about how to manipulate using the psychological effect of what they feed to us with the algorithm. So every network that's changed over that is using an algorithm to help you is really where this thing's been weaponized to turn your preferences into, an ad generation business model. And the other quote I like,
you are the product.
You are the product. So that's the product. That's the line I like, is the only two industries that call their customers users are software and drugs.
Software and illegal
drugs. So this is, social media, I guess, is what they're saying. It's it's the perfect kind of amalgamation of software and drugs in a way, right?
So I agree with that. And these steps that I listed here, the actions that I've taken, social media apps and a few other apps, Google and a whole bunch of others, have been removed from my phone. I'm logging out. I'm not using it anywhere near. I'm only using Twitter on desktop, nowhere near as much as they used to. It makes a big difference, man. It really does. Yeah. Now it's weird. I keep sort of finding myself trying to go for my phone, realizing there's nothing to look at on there anymore. And I kind of put it back down like, ooh, that was creepy. So,
well, your phone has become your phone has become a tool again, and that's one of the things they called out, is like these apps and these phones and everything about your computerized lifestyle. It switched from being software as a tool to software being like this dopamine drip mechanism.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, great documentary. Make sure people watch it.
Yeah,
tell your
friends.
And
the last thing I'll say about it is just the effects it has on our children. I think that's what really resonated with me the most, is like the society, the new generation here, right?
Be very careful on social media.
Also wear a mask, folks. Check it. Wear a mask.
Also wear a mask.
Yeah.
Right,
so I think that's food for thought. Yeah. All right.
A little dead inside now. What's next?
I want to talk about giant robots. Can we do that?
Oh, I think I know. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the footage of this life-size Gundam actually moving, I highly recommend you do. So keep in mind, this is actually ×4 speed. You can see it in regular speed too. It's just kind of moving. But this thing is giant. And I just think it's so cool that they took the time to actually do this. I mean, I realize it's not like an actual fighting Gundam, but I love Gundam. And this was just so cool. That model, by the way, is like right over there on my desk.
Yeah. Well, this is like 10-year-old Ryan is like wondering like when is Voltron or Godzilla going to step in here, but
yeah.
You know what I loved when they first released the first pictures of this. They had the guy. They made the guy do a middle finger.
Yeah,
they made the robot do a middle finger. That was like their first publicity stunt.
Yeah, that was fun. That is just so cool. So
All
cool.
Right. We got a hot one for you folks.
Oh yeah, look at this. This is a live shot of me on a meeting last night at about 5:00 at night, completely blowing my temper. No, that's not true. This is a SpaceX vacuum engine test firing at a facility. And by the way, if you go to SpaceX at SpaceX on Twitter and you watch this, it's the sound that makes this thing really fun because it is just boom. Look at that.
I know, and this, you know what this reminds me of? It takes me back to. So we talked about the Challenger documentary, and you were recommending it, the mini series.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, I went back and I went and watched it last weekend, and it tore me up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say other than that, but that is just.
I know.
Whatever, but it reminds me of all the test firings they did for the solid rocket boosters. Let's talk about Venus for a minute. So apparently we found evidence, maybe possibly scientifically, in terms of chemicals or biological composition or the likelihood of the chemical makeup of new things discovered remotely, of course.
What's really amazing is that not only do they think they found the remnants of life on Mars, but they found it because they detected this meme in the upper atmosphere. They figure if there's memes, where there's memes, there's life. Life finds a way. No, but they found a gas that typically is only emitted, and it was like, minuscule parts, but they're like the only way that is, I can't remember the name, begins with a P, that it's only emitted if there's life. And that's fascinating. I mean, it's kind of like the time on, I think it was Mars, wasn't it? Where they thought they found like what looked like a little worm, or maybe it was in an asteroid, or so, I don't remember what it was, but it was during when Clinton was president during the 90s there. And I remember that. And I remember they were like, we found life. And then they were like, well, maybe not. And I'm sure it's the same thing here. And until it's proven, it's not proven.
This isn't a smudge on a camera. This is like them detecting actual.
That's right. That's the thing.
The chemical elements, or it is actual. It's a theory, but maybe it means we're sending missions. We're sending missions in both directions now. Potentially, we'll see.
Yeah, hey, I mean,
I think we need to have Rod Pyle on the show. So I wanted to talk about.
You sent this to me earlier. I didn't have time to look at it, but so, tell me about this.
It's an interesting list, and we won't go through everyone. It's a long list of folks, but it's a mix. They do this every year, but it's a mix of artists and different leaders, people they call titans, I guess, of business, icons. The one that I wanted to call out is an astronaut, of course, a pair of astronauts. And the reason for that
an article written by another astronaut, mind you.
There we go. I am wearing my NC State Wolfpack hat, and Christina, fellow Wolfpack alum. And these are the two that, reminding everyone that they, had broke some firsts for, women in space at the space station this year. So really cool stuff.
Yeah. Super cool.
All right. So is it time for the rant of the week? Are you ready for a rant? Have you psyched yourself up yet?
You know, there just doesn't seem to be a lot of understanding out there. You know what I mean? You turn on the news and nobody can talk to each other. You go out in public and nobody can talk to each other. You're at work and everybody is getting overwhelmed. There's just bad vibes everywhere, man. And if I had to base my rant of the week on anything, it's just here's how I've gotten myself through the week. Have you ever seen the movie Kelly's Heroes with Clint Eastwood and Donald Sutherland? I love that movie. Love that movie. Oddball, played by Donald Sutherland, has a phrase that says, "Why don't you quit it with them negative waves, baby?" Or, it's too early in the morning for them negative waves. And that's how I've been getting myself through the week, because I'm sick and tired of everyone's negative waves. I'm dealing with it just like out in public, out at work, all over the place. And everybody just needs to understand, like, look, the pandemic sucks, politics sucks, everything sucks, but you're just making it worse for everybody else. So my rant of the week is around bad vibes, and I need everybody to just take it easy. Just take it, quit it with them negative waves, baby.
Okay, you're making me think of something here. It's a good thought. And you know what? I'm right there with you. This should be called the Rab and the Graeme rant of the week, because I would echo everything. But here's what I'm going to say. This is something that's really helped me through the week. I discovered a little known practice. Yoga is a big thing these days, right? It always has been, but now you've got the yoga influencers on the Grams. You've got, it's a big thing, but we're busy guys, right? We've got a lot going on, but we're working at home. And what I figured is, someone turned me on to finger yoga. And so, and really it's a blissful retreat right at your desk. And, it comes complete with a little pair of pants for your fingers, and I guess what would be leg warmers, but again, for your fingers. And really, so you can have, depending on your mood or the day of the week, you can keep your tired fires.
I'm going full dumpster fire on you on this one.
Okay. I'm just saying, man, it's changed. I want to say it's changed my life, but we'll see.
What I do to relax? I play Radio Shack Volcano.
Nice. That's a much better idea. I got to get me one of those. Because you know what? I strained.
I've got the Game Boy. I've got all my Nintendo games. I've got my Atari handheld. I've got them all right here.
The problem is I was doing the finger yoga, and then I strained my finger, and it got stuck this way. And it's just
your whole build-up was just for that, wasn't it? That it was all leading to. I felt that shit coming.
What you gonna do? I don't know, man. So let's talk about. You wanted to talk something about passports or flags, or you got a little personal story of your own to tell.
So you can see that it says Canada right there. So, my parents are Canadian citizens and born and bred in Canada and emigrated to the United States. I was born and raised in the United States, lived here my whole life, but technically, I was born a citizen of Canada as well, so I was immediately granted citizenship upon birth. But in 1977, that law changed, and so we thought that I had lost my citizenship when I turned 24 because I never filled out it was like a declaration of retention for citizenship. I didn't know. But again, that was the law when I was born. The law changed in 77, and we don't think that really applies anymore. So I went through the process this week, or the past couple of weeks, of getting my Canadian passport, only to discover that's not the right first step. I have to get what's called a Citizenship Certificate. So I applied for that. And what a process, man. The amount of paperwork. I had to get my parents involved. I had to dig for documents. I had to do all this crazy stuff. I had to show my certificate of registration of birth abroad, which is like a tiny little card that was given to me 6 months after I was born. Still have it. Well, my dad saved it and I have it, and that's how I have it. And so I filled out the paperwork, put it in the mail, and sent it in. And I'm thinking, it'll get there in 10 days, and then I'll wait a few weeks and I'll know. Yet no. So I looked today at my processing time, 5 to 9 months.
What?
5 to 9 months. So once I've gotten that, then I can apply for a passport. That comes quicker. That's like 2 months. But so I'm just trying to find out and it was really funny. It was like, as I'm filling out the paperwork, one of the things is like, you're a citizen and you lost your form or your certificate, or it's like all these things, or you were born in Canada, but you left. And one of them was like, I think I'm a citizen and I want to know for sure. So that's what I clicked. I think I'm a citizen and I want to know for sure. So now we're just waiting to find out if I'm still a Canadian. And if I'm not, this tattoo that I got is going to be a real problem, but it's all right. So there you go. That's my story of the week, is I'm trying to confirm that I am still a citizen of the great nation of Canada. Are you going to give me bad vibes on this?
No. We're all just future corpse.
Future corpse. That's true. And it may take that long for me to find out. So if I die between now and then,
this is what I'm worried about. And this is what I heard. The child, even though he's wearing a mask over my shoulder, I heard an audible gasp when you said how long this is going to take. Because quite frankly, what we're worried about is, November 3rd is coming up quick. I don't think it's going to come in time. And then what?
Yeah. So there's a reason why I'm up to all of this. So I'm kind of hoping it comes a little faster. But
okay.
No matter what, man, I just want to know. So there you go. That's my little adventure
right.
for the week. So, folks, if you think you're a dual citizen of any country, it's gonna. Tony Cope.
Let's give a shout out.
Thanks.
Let's give a shout out to our buddy here, Tony. Tony
Cope with it. Thanks.
Cope with it, baby.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. That's
so
great.
Tony, stay tuned. I think Tony and I are gonna have a virtual beer later on this afternoon. But
nice.
Good to see some folks on the feeds.
Yes, folks from Myriad Media down there in Raleigh.
Raleigh. Uh-oh. He's got to come back. I'm
not Noseworthy. Okay. Yeah. Gee, Tony. I've never heard that one before. That's a new one. What's next? Graham crackers? It's not.
Nice. All right. Well, you know what?
Is that it? Is that all we got for today?
That's all we got.
Tony just break the show. Tony, you broke the show.
Tony
Cope, the show breaker. He needs like a Mentos commercial, the fresh maker. Tony Cope, the show breaker.
Well, he has it within his power to do this.
He does.
All right. That is our show. And you know what? Welcome to Week's End.
Okay.
One more thing.
Thanks, everybody.
This is what I want to tell people. So, so you see this? There's a story of us, but it's not an Instagram story. It's not a Snapchat. It's not a Facebook story. It's not any of those things. It's a new LinkedIn.
MySpace? Oh.
LinkedIn story. So
wow.
Apparently
endorsed.
We're doing stories now on LinkedIn. So we're going to have the ephemeral content that fades away after 24 hours. And we're going to get lots of sponsors.
How do you do, fellow kids?
You know what it is? I think we're going to get a lot of sponsor stuff because their sample video that they showed off was like one of the people from Shark Tank and then some other, I'm ready. We'll see. We can have some fun with it. We'll see.
All right, let me just put on the Canada jacket. We can go ahead and.
Okay, get ready. We need to get suited up. We're going to do an outro dance here.
Here we go. Let's do the outro dance.
Are you ready? Right. Okay. What? Let me tell you something. What kind of?
I'm ready.
What do you Canadians listen to? What kind of music can we put on? What would you say is like a typical Canadian jig? Do you have one?
I don't know.
All right, I got one.
So funny you should mention jigs because if you can.
This is it.
Okay, I'm down with it.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you next week. Peace out, Graeme.
See you, buddy.